We're here. Alright guys, today, as I promised, we're going to start doing YouTube videos. Don't mind. I'm downloading my video software. Here's my little setup at home. Just a little Mackie setup. Little Focusrite. Just a computer. But here, this is the glorious, I play Legator. They've been nothing but phenomenal. And as for an FRFR, this is my first time. I've seen a few people with a lot of questions, well maybe more than a few people, with a lot of question. What's the difference between FRFR and the 412 cabinets? I was an 11 rack user for a long time, so when the Headrush came out, I was extremely happy knowing that, instead of me having this big rack unit into a power head, which was, that altogether was like 90 pounds, my fucking Mesa cabinet was fucking huge, and it sounded good, but I said there has to be something else that they need to pedalize this, they need to bring it down. Axe effects, I've played, not saying I don't like them, they're just very in-depth detail. If you like doing that, all the power to you. But for the value with the Headrush, and as long as you know how to use it, which I'm going to walk you through over time in videos with installments of what to do and what not to do. My videos are made for everybody, but they're mainly, as I said, going to be geared towards a 7-string, standard B, drop A flat G guitarist, modern metal gent players, death metal core players, all in that field who are looking for that bottom end tone. But it needs to be clear. The problem is with a lot of these, with these units is standard. They sound like shit. I mean, I'm sure you all will agree. And it's if you're not a real techie person or have that ear, you really don't. It's gonna be upsetting to you. It's going to say I'm not getting the tone I want. Trust me, it's there. I mean, I'm gonna have, as I said in some posts, that I'm gonna release my own amp packs. I'm gonna do step-by-step tutorials. And show you exactly what I do. You'd be so surprised when I go through of how my setups are. Always remember, you'll hear this from the greats, less is more. It just depends how you use it. You don't need to have 30 overdrives, you don't need your gain on 12, you don't need any of that. And also, I'm not a fan of active pickups because I feel like they oversaturate your tone, and that's just not appealing. So let's get into a few things. And we'll start off there. So as for the FRFR, we'll go into this. This is just a EV ZLX 12P. It's great. It's very good. It's a very full range sound. It's very flat. So whatever is coming out of my unit is what's coming out of here. The problem with using a Headrush through, we'll just use for an example a PV5150 in the effects loop. With the control boards that are on the PV, gains, no matter how you run it, it's still going to be saturated by the tubes, which is not a problem, but there's still just the controls. It's not going to be a true sound from this pedal. So the best thing about this Headrush, effects, axe effects, anything in that nature, Kemper profilers, right out from the unit. I'm sorry, my dog. This is Domino. The problem is with these units, putting them through a head like that, it's going to not be the true sound. What they mastered was going out of the head unit, and these are made to be just plug and play. Whatever this should come out of your Headrush is what it's going to sound like through any PA system. If you have a shitty sound engineer, he's going to be shitty. If you have the best tone in the world or you have the worst tone in the world, it's just going to be bad. I've experienced this. The best thing about this is what I'm also going to show you during about how to use impulse responses. What's the difference between cab sims and impulse responses? The different sounds you're going to get from the heads. But that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do just a very brief playthrough. And kind of explain what I have going on here, and yeah, let's do some of that. Okay. So, alright, so as we see here, this is pretty much what I'm using. We just have a green JRC overdrive. It is based off of a tube screamer. I feel it has more of a Maxon OD8 sound to it, which I'd much rather prefer. And we are going into a, let's see, I think this is my normal, the 89 SL100 extended range. This extended range has a deeper chunk to it, in my eyes, as for bottom end. You can actually look at my exact settings. 85% on gain, master volume's at 50, mid is 66%, presence is 25, and treble. I don't think I really have anything else. 51 on bass, 60 echoing at 6 hertz. Obviously no tremolo, that would be stupid. And we'll go out. I have a very, very, very little EQ on this. It's just, I scoop it just enough to where it pulls a 2K frequency out. So if you look on here, you'll see pretty clear what I have going for you to pause and look into. And then when it comes into IRs, I do not use cab simulators. I'm going into impulse responses. I don't want to give away right now what I'm using because it's going to be a part of my amp pack. And I want you guys to try and play with it first, make you guys do some your own digging around to see how do I get my sound. Let me do a little playthrough for you, and we will go from there. So this is it's a very thick sound. On the volume of 2. On the volume of 10, it's the exact same sound. A lot of people are blown away live. They go, "What the fuck are you using? What is that?" And I tell them, I said, "Guys, I'm just using a HeadRush." I said I was an 11 rack player before, which kind of made this very simplified because the 11 rack is way more in depth. So they kind of just centralized it and then put it in a board. So I'm going to do a little playthrough. I'm going to push a little volume just so you guys can hear a little bit better maybe. I'm not sure. I still haven't, the video program just finished downloading. And I'm going to have to start doing the audio through my interface so it's a true sound. But it's just the idea of the first video. So it's a very straightforward sound. I just wanted to post a general video just to get started. We're going to do a lot of walkthroughs. It's going to be all geared towards, like I said, a 7-string player, low tunings, baritone players, but more for, the type of style I've been playing, more genty, just a little run through. But I'm here to help you guys out and actually change. Actually, when you pull up on YouTube metal HeadRush tutorials or metal HeadRush video, Not that I have any issue with it, but I really don't. I'm not looking for a sound of Judas Priest or an Iron Maiden walkthrough. I'm looking for like an Animals as Leaders tone. I'm looking for Fit for an Autopsy, Job for a Cowboy, the Gent Monsters of Veil of Maya, Born of Osiris. Lee has an amazing tone. One of my favorites is Jason Richardson, who is fucking so awesome and incredible from watching him grow from the beginning till now. Watch his videos. Huge fan of Jason Richardson. And I'm a huge fan of, listen, Ola, I love you, dude. I love your playthroughs, but I wish you did tutorials. People want tutorials. So I could be funny, like yourself, but we want tutorials from you, not just will it chug. Will it chug, but how do we make it chug? That's what people want to know. Keep it rocking, keep it metal. I am the Gloom guitarist, and I'm looking forward to helping the metal community. Stay safe, guys.